What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Fortnite replay review. Today we've got some solid gold squads gameplay as a single person. There's nobody else in my squad, but we're still reviewing the gameplay. I wonder why. We'll have to see. So we are taking Tilted by storm as a single person against groups of 4. And we are off to a great start. We got some shield, we got a FAMAS. Keep in mind all the drops will be legendary. And this guy is right up on us. We finish him off with the FAMAS and execute him. So when I'm playing in squad mode as a single person, I do need to keep in mind that anybody that I finish isn't actually dead until I kill them or their loot explodes onto me. So I do need to be careful with that, because it's very likely that if somebody gets killed from far away, they're going to get back up. I'm just looking at this guy in the distance. And then I'm going to have to kill them again, and considering I'm one person, I'm already in a disadvantageous position. I don't want to have to kill people more than once. So I will be finishing most of my kills as long as it's safe to do so. Mostly for the loot component, as my loot is kind of poor, as I am in Tilted, so the materials are kind of poor, but the guns are okay because it is solid gold. Alright, so we're taking a look towards this guy. We miss. And then we hit him with a very nice hand cannon shot. And then we're just looking to confirm his body. And he's just going to lay there. We throw some grenades. My hope is to open up the line of sight towards him, so that when the next person runs towards him, maybe I'll hear something, I'll be able to kill him, but who knows if it's actually going to work. Moving into this next section of replay, we're just going to drop down and grab this chest. This is a very easy chest to grab, and then we are going to take some downtime and enjoy a delicious slurp. Alright, so as we can see, there's one person over here. That's the L-shaped or the C-shaped houses, like the apartment buildings. We're just going to continue looting. Make sure our guns are loaded. So gun priority in this game mode is kind of weird because there's only one shotgun, and there's 2 assault rifles, there's 2 snipers, there's a grenade launcher, but you get pistols very often. So you kind of have to play around what you get and kind of adapt to it, because you're not going to get pumps, you're definitely not going to get double shotguns unless it's very late game. So you have to play to your strengths. And then, as I said, Tilted is not a material dense area for the most part, unless you're breaking every piece of furniture in a large building. So we do have to account for the fact that our materials are going to be low. So we do have to play this just a little bit passive, because we have to see if we can spot the other people in this guy's squad before we engage on him. So it looks like his squad mates are far away. So they did hit us and stripped a little bit of shield, but it's not a problem because we got this first guy knocked out, so we're going to move in towards him. And then we see this guy in the distance. He's going to duck behind cover, and we know we only have a few seconds to get this loot before he's going to come up on us. So what we're going to do is, as we hear things start breaking, that's him building, we're just going to launch pad to safety and then take the fight from a different angle, because we want to disorient and confuse this guy so that we can get an easier kill. So this guy's coming behind the ramp. He's looking towards where his teammate died, because the second we kill his teammate loses track of where we are. So the last call was that I was over there. We hit him for all of his shield, and then it looks like about 60 to 90 of his health. So now it's just a matter of moving in on him. He's ducking behind the ramp, and then we finish him off. So we did switch to the pistol for the finish, just so that we can conserve ammunition, as our ammunition is quite limited, even though we have quite a few guns. So now we're in a much better position. We have a med kit, we have a shotgun, we have a sniper rifle, so we're in a much better spot. We did have the other sniper, the semi-automatic, but that one doesn't have the punch that this one has. And considering how good our accuracy is, we're not really in a position where we need to deal less damage so that we can get more shots in. Alright, moving in just a little bit more into Tilted. Currently we have 4 kills. We are going to take a look towards this guy in the corner. He's hiding behind the ventilation system. So we're just getting our sniper ready, we're moving towards his head, and we are hitting him right in the head. So we clean him up. He instantly dies. I get the red notification in game. So he was the last one in his squad. so we are safe to push right in. Moving into this next section of replay, we're just going to quickly loot his body, and then we're going to get moving towards the circle. Actually, not towards the circle yet. We're going to go to Soccer Stadium, and then come around towards Pleasant. So as we continue, we're making our way towards Pleasant, continuing all the way there. Alright, so there's one guy all the way out there that we need to keep track of. And there's one guy way in the distance. So if we look on the minimap, there are 3 people in this squad remaining. There's 2 people to our left, but they're very far away and behind a mountain. So this is a 3-person squad that we need to be careful with. So the 3rd person is not spotted until the very last fight with this squad. So it really ends up as isolated fights, not because of how I played it, but because of how they played it. So my goal here is I have 2 launch pads already in a game mode where launch pads are buffed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them quite generously, just so that I can push in without people knowing where I am. So we're going to push up on this guy. We're going to knock him out. We just hit the back of his backpack. We're going to finish him off. We're going to grab his launch pad. That brings us back up to 2. Then we're going to try and get out of this. Oh gosh, I keep missing this jump. Eventually I just have to rotate the ramp. It's still going. So we rotate the ramp, we get on out, and then we're looking for these next guys. But I don't like being on top of this roof because building on a roof is kind of difficult. So we're just going to launch pad and we're going to keep looking for them. And I see the Portafort in the middle, and I figure that this seemed like an inexperienced group. You know, they had like a starter pack guy. The other ones are just like nowhere to be found. They're not engaging. They're playing kind of passive. So I figured that they were probably the type of people who would hide inside the Portafort, which is why I pushed towards it. So we have placed down a launch pad, and that is something that we need to be careful with. And I think I saw somebody launch. So I do need to be careful. But I have relocated, so if they weren't paying attention while my wood walls were going up, then they don't know where I am, which is good. It's nice to relocate after that first kill, because if you can get the first kill and snowball into the second, usually the 3rd person is so disoriented and overwhelmed that the 3rd kill is like the easiest. So it's just a matter of getting that first kill as a surprise and then relocating for the second kill when you're fighting squads. Now you don't even have to relocate, you just have to reset the fight long enough to calm down. So this guy's moving out towards the edge. There's 4 people behind us moving into Pleasant, right? So what we decide to do, and judging where these guys are, this was a smart move, was we decide to move up towards this orange guy. We don't know that his teammate is on top of the hill yet, because his teammate has pushed far past him. So we're going to keep moving up here. So we're going to single ramp, double ramp protected, double ramp, single. We're going to look over the top. We're looking to pressure towards him. Then we see the shots coming in from the top. There's another guy. We go for the snipe, but we miss it. We hit him for 36, 72. That's all of his shield. So the blue guy's out of shield. The other one's hit like 36. This guy's trying to drop our ramp. He succeeds. We hit him for 23 with the shotgun. We're going to move up and over. We're going to keep taking the high ground. We're going to isolate the fights by putting the other guy under us. We're going to break the remainder of this guy's shield. We're going to wall ourselves in just very carefully. This guy's going to come out and under. We're going to hit him once and twice with the shotguns. And then we are going to loot. So we are a little bit outside of the circle, but this circle is 1 tick. And we do have the 2 medkits from the Tilted Tower fight, so we do not have to worry too much about that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of relay the shields across the line here just by moving them, so that I can maintain full shield into these endgame fights. So we're just going to heal very quickly, and we will very soon move into the endgame here. Alright, so this endgame, if we look on the minimap, there's the gray team, which has 4 people plus... This guy isn't really part of their team, I don't think. So there's 4 of them up here, and there's 2 red people right here, and that's all we can see right now. But we see this guy creeping and creeping and creeping, and we're trying to figure out if it's worth shooting him, because when he's crouch walking like that, we're thinking that maybe he sees somebody. But when they build with that speed as 4 people, it makes me very hesitant to push towards them, because it makes me think that they'll break my ramps, and I don't really have enough materials to do a full-on assault. So as the circle moves forwards, we're just going to launch pad again, because we have so many. We're going to look towards the left. It doesn't look like it's feasible. So we're actually going to glide in towards the center of Loot Lake. And the reason I'm doing this is because I see somebody inside. So there's 1 person to fight here. And then the other reason is because I have so many launch pads, Loot Lake isn't really a problem. The problem is the water, but since I have the launch pads, I'm okay. So we're going to wall up here. We're going to build up and over him. We're going to take the high ground. We're going to try and hit him with some shots. Here what we're trying to do is break his roof. We hit him once, twice with the shield. We're trying to break his roof and put our own and then edit it and kill him. But the issue is that this guy is very persistent with blocking us from doing it, and I can't get the movement fast enough. So we are stuck. So if we look, the remainder of his team, there's one in the middle of Loot Lake, and there's two up here in the top left. And there's two red guys over here. There's two orange guys over here, and then three gray people up there. So we're going to look towards the guy in the middle of Loot Lake. I don't think we commit to that fight. So we're going to keep building up. We're trying to secure the high ground. We're trying to watch our angles, because we know that we're basically surrounded and we're very visible right now. So we have to be careful with which fights we take. So the purple team does have a problem with overextending over their ramps. So I hit one for 50, I hit another one for a headshot, so that was like 220 or whatever health he had left. So that puts us in a decent position. It's nothing against them, they just seem a little bit inexperienced because they're a little bit aggressive with their peeking. But that's not a problem, we go for a second shot. So we're using this wall on our side to block the gray team from being able to hit us. We're just checking under ourselves, looking for this purple guy. But it looks like we cannot find him. So what we're going to do is we're going to relocate to inside of the house. And the reason why we take the inside of the house is because it offers natural cover that isn't obvious to enemies. And they still expect us to be up on the top, so maybe we can get some more shots in. So these guys are going to look towards another enemy. We're going to knock down another one. So every time I knock somebody, I basically spend a bullet, which is irrelevant because I have like 107 of them right now. I spend a single bullet to waste their healing and their time, putting them in a worse position. So it's good for me to get the headshots, even if they don't secure anything. So we're going to start trapping up this, because we don't know where the next circle will be. So by securing traps here, it helps isolate areas. So if they push into the house from several different angles, we'll still be okay. We're going to block off this door with this box here, and then put a trap, because we want every single angle to have an audio notification, basically, when somebody pushes through it. So like they can't fit through these windows, so that's fine, but we want every other method of entry into the house to make a sound so that we know where they're coming from. So there's a group of two behind that tree, but I'm not going to break the tree because I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. So I'm going to look towards these two who are fighting. We're going to knock this guy yet again. That's all of his shield gone once again. So what I'm doing here is I'm really just playing slow. I'm playing it not passive so much. I do have 8 kills. I'm not really playing it passive, but I'm playing it methodically, you know. I'm not overextending for no reason. I'm kind of using the circle, you know, there's some people out here in the water, there's some people over here. So as long as I can keep kind of like a protected middle ground, I'm pretty much on their level. So like a protected level of ground inside of the circle, I'm going to maintain that area, and I'm going to try and keep pressure off of it while knocking down other teams. So while other teams are fighting as groups, my goal is to wear down each team enough that when it comes down to that final endgame fight, it's not going to be 4 people with scars with 200 HP spamming every single one of my ramps. So I kind of have to play sneaky, and then in the endgame, when I get real aggressive, that's when I want people to be particularly weak. Which, as you will see, turns out to be a success. So there's one guy in the water there at the bottom. I don't know if I see him though. It's hard because there's so many people in such a tight area, because this is squads, that it's hard to get these angles. So this guy is protected by the window, the other guy's protected by the window, so we have to go up 1 floor. So we're going to move on up to the 2nd floor. We're going to put a ramp, and this ramp will give us a variety of angles to choose from. We are going to miss this shot that we fire. We're a little bit too high, considering that we are aiming downwards, and also he's pretty close range, so it would have been better to aim right onto his head, and then worst case scenario, we would have hit him in the body and weakened him. But you know, I was getting a little bit greedy, my shots have been good, so I wanted that headshot. So there's one more guy pushing in towards them. Looks like a member of the orange team is pushing in. So the member of the orange team is going to finish off the red team, bringing it down to 8 people. So in this tight circle that's going to get even smaller, there are still 7 enemies remaining on 3 different teams. So the purple team has 4 people, the orange team has 1 person, and the gray team has 2 people, as well as myself on the cyan team with a single person. So we're looking towards this guy, we're looking towards their sniper. Their sniper is quite inexperienced, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to wait for his head to appear and look towards us, and then we're trying to just fire a shot faster than him, because if we can knock down their sniper one more time, there's no way he's going back up to full health, and that will put me in a good position with the heavy shotgun or with the assault rifle to finish him off. So this guy's flying through the sky. We hit him for 24, but then we decide it's not worth it because the circle is moving in. We're going to try and snap a quick shot into this bottom guy. We do miss. We're a little bit late there. And then as soon as the circle moves in, we do hit him for 36, and we're going to glide in. So we're gliding in towards this orange guy as he is a single person, and the purple people are still outside. We're trying to take this high ground. We're going to move around this tree into the back, and we're going to put ourselves into a tower. So this is the end game fight. It's going to be a little bit slow for a bit, but then it's going to get more aggressive. So we're going to wall ourselves off as we ramp up. We're going to move towards this guy. We're going to drop him down, hit him for 36. We're going to drop down on him. He's pressuring us. We're going to hit him. 36, 36. Switch to the heavy shotgun, finish him off. So there's shots moving towards us, but they're not very accurate. What we're going to do is we're going to build up and off this tree and try and take some fights against these purple people. So if we look at the remainders, there's still 4 people on the purple team, 2 people on the gray. So they have made a play outside of circle where they have basically made a giant base fit for 4 people. And I am closer to the circle, and I'm more comfortable because I still have a jump pad. But I'm a single person, so I'm going to expand my base to be a little bit bigger and a little bit more intimidating, because I think that judging by how slowly they've been playing with the sniper rifles, they probably will get intimidated by a larger scale build. So we will have to see. So as you can see, there's 2 dipping down over here. I'm going to try and hit 1, and then there's 2 off to the left side. So my goal is to get these fights isolated, so I'm trying to get one to peek. That one gets hit for 105 before he puts the wall up, so he's a little bit slow there. It's very nice. We take off some more shield. They're trying to throw sticky grenades at me, so I put up this wall to get isolated angles that'll block off hopefully at least 2 of them as I peek the one on the right here. So I'm going to look towards the one on the right. I'm going to miss. Just waiting, just waiting. And I'm just going to heal up real quick, get some shields back, because I did get hit earlier in one of the fights. I believe it was the one against the astronaut. This guy's going to drop down. We're going to look towards him, snipe him out with the sniper rifle. We can't get the finish because he does have invulnerability. There's one guy on top of the high tower, one guy to the right side who's trying to pressure our walls, and then one guy under us to the left. So as the circle moves in, we're going to try and get some pressure on this guy. We do miss, and we can't hit him because the wall is in the way, but we do hit him once, and he has no more shield. We're going to look towards these guys. We're just going to try and build towards them, but then we decide it's not a good idea, because if they pressure us, we're going to drop down, and we don't have enough health to lose. So if we look, there's still a single gray person and 4 purple people. So we're going to move into never mind. We're going to stick with this. So as you can see, there's 4 people all in this little base, and we're going to move towards them just a little bit more, because we know this tree is going to come down eventually, but what we want is to take as little damage as possible and be as close to them as possible when it happens, because they're not going to expect us to drop out of the tree. So the tree is going to fall, and the play is going to be made. We're going to jump towards this guy, get behind him, finish him with the assault rifle. There's now 2 people remaining, and what we're going to do is we pick up a campfire off of the guy that we just killed. We're going to put a wall above us. We're going to break this ramp. We're going to break the bottom floor. We're going to put a campfire. So we need some healing because we did take some pressure there. And we're going to look for the last one. So we're going to edit this wall. And we see that the person in front of us is also editing the wall. So we think that they're going to edit peek us. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that edit. We're going to look towards them. We're going to reload our assault rifle. Get ready for the shot. We're going to fire, fire, fire. Headshot him. And perfect. That was some 13 kill solo squads gameplay in the limited time mode solid goals. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to support the DG team, you know what buttons to press. I'm not going to tell you what to do.